What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Morph Girl. Now let's, I don't know how long this game is supposed to be, but it looks like we're about halfway there. I'm not too sure. So we left off with her thinking everything was a joke. She had some important paperwork to do at work, but she just left it and went home for no reason. Now, we're here. Rebecca has been hospital ridden for a week now. She's on life support. I have a habit of not finishing games, so I'm trying to finish this game ASAP so I can just move on to the next one. She can no longer move or speak. She can barely breathe. We had to take her. She will never leave. The doctors say that she has only days left. She's going to die. Rebecca is in horrific pain. She frequently gestures to her life support. I know what she wants. Oh man, I wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, I don't know, it's like you're essentially killing them by pulling it, you know, but some people do. I don't know, it's a really crazy decision. And I do not want to think about that right now. Do it, do not. I can't do it, man. That's crazy. But she's in pain. That's the thing, like, you're in pain. But if you pull it, you're killing them. But are you killing them to get them away from the pain? Yeah, of course you are, but you're still killing them. You know? It's like, I'm gonna put you out of your misery. I don't know if that's... Gosh, I don't know. Oh man, this is a hard decision. I feel like I should just do a coin flip and let the coin decide. Honestly, I wouldn't do it. Even though I know... You know, it's like, do I not do it because of my selfishness that I don't want to be responsible for it? Or do I do it and then feel responsible, but then at the same time put her out of her misery? I don't know. I mean, it's like one of those decisions where you think you'll do something, but you never know until the time actually comes. But we're just gonna do it just for the sake of the game. Just gonna do it, guys. Oh my god. Okay, I pull Rebecca's life support. Rebecca flatlines less than a minute later. It's what she wanted, but it isn't what I wanted. If I were to refuse, she would only spend her remaining days in agony, waiting to die. But there was so much I wanted to say, so much I should have said to her. Her friends, her family, they never even got to say goodbye. I took that from them. I panicked, and now she's gone. You killed her! Yeah, I'm pretty aware of that. Oh my god. God, that was... Woo-hoo-hoo. That was a good one. Because it's actually kind of loud in my ear, too. I don't know, I get scared of really loud noises for some reason. Oh my god, this is the first one. Or the first scene from the game. Why are you sleeping on the floor? Somebody watching my TV? Better be paying part of the bills.
I wish I knew.
Oh god.
He did see something that night. Something that had intelligence enough to seek him out and destroy him later.
Oh, did she close the door? I guess that's pretty smart. Lock it too. Oh, there's a TV in her room. I thought it was the TV I was hearing from downstairs. Bills, overdue rent. Rebecca was always too focused on her writing to consider employment, but we managed. Until I was demoted. Photos. Gosh, that's a lot of photos. It's a photograph of me and Rebecca at a party. Just a few days after we'd met. I was a loner at university. I spent a lot of nights at the student bar alone, hoping that I wouldn't be. Only night I wasn't, I met Rebecca. She was very quickly introduced to me. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying. She very quickly introduced me to her circle of friends and invited me to a party later that week. We kissed for the first time that night. That was fast. Notebook. Notes and nice things. It's one of Rebecca's old notebooks. She used to write her short stories in these. Okay. I hope it's not another really long one. Because frankly, the last one wasn't too good. Oh god, a couple about page 5. After Afraid, it was the only emotion Jane could put into words. The child never left. She stayed by Jane's side until the terrified woman left for work. Acting normal seemed quite the task for her. Jane returned home wishing that the child would be gone. Alas, she was sat quiet as ever. She was sat quiet as ever at the kitchen table, turning her head to Jane as she entered the room. Jane spent the day trying to ask the child questions about her name, where she came from, who she was. The woman was met with silence each time. She gave up, continued as normal. If she ignored her, she might go away. But wherever Jane went, the child followed. Wherever Jane sat, the child sat against her. Ignorance wasn't an option. When nighttime fell, the child followed her closely throughout her routine, silent and expressionless. As Jane hesitantly climbed into bed, the child stood where she had done the night before and pointed, knitting her brow once again. Carefully, Jane offered the other side of the bed to her. Why would you do that? The child did as she wanted and lay next to the trembling woman. Jane pressed her back against the wall as the child stared at her from the pillow beside her own. They stared at each other for a while before the child sighed the soft little sigh again and closed her eyes. Jane didn't dare move her gaze for what felt like hours. Though the child didn't move, her eyes remained closed and she was softly breathing. Jane knew the child didn't eat nor did it use the bathroom. There was very little reason to believe the child needed sleep. Paranoid, the woman remained obstinately awake. Jane opened her eyes quickly, breathing rapidly as she realized she had fallen asleep. The child's eyes were open, though her position had not moved. It scared Jane to wake to those dark eyes staring at her once again. The room was still dark. Jane desperately tried to regulate her breathing as her eyes swept the room. She let out a small shriek. Jane scrambled to sit up in the bed, pressing her back against the wall. There was a second child stood at the foot of her bed, staring at her with the exact same dark eyes. This child appeared to be a boy. The hair was shorter, but just as dark and flat. It partially obscured his eyes. The child was also wearing a nightgown. They appeared to be a matching set, though they didn't acknowledge each other, only her. Jane very briefly tore her eyes away from the second child to look at the first. She was sitting now too, but her gaze was fixed on Jane. "Come with us," they spoke in unison. The woman sucked in a breath and fought the urge to cry. She shook her head a little in response. Sorry guys. That's where am I? The woman sucked in a breath and fought the urge to cry. She shook her head a little in response. Jane then felt the first child sit closer, her hair brushing against her arm. Jane looked down. The girl was staring right at her, leaning her head against her shoulder once again. "Come with us," she spoke, her voice soft. Somehow it calmed her. She felt herself able to breathe again. "Where?" she asked the girl. The child simply sighed and looked ahead, resting on her shoulder. Jane moved her gaze to the boy. He was staring at her. "Where?" she asked again. In response, he moved to where the girl stood the night before. Jane blinked at him and looked down to the bed. "Do you want to get on the bed too?" she asked, fearfully. He did so, leaning against the girl. Looking ahead as she did, all Jane could do was focus on taking breaths in and out. They sat like that until morning. Next. The last but not least, we have two more. TV and table. Attack of the Giant Leeches. This is one of Rebecca's old movies. She used to make fun of me for liking it. She said it was a really bad film. It is. Watch? Let's watch it. It'd be funny if this whole thing is actually like the hour long and we're just sitting here watching it. Attack of the Giant Leeches. Let me see a little bit of it. Starring Ken Clark, Yvette Vickers, Jan Shepard, Michael Emmett, with Tyler McPhee. I wonder if this is real. Is this real or is this made up real? Original story and screenplay by Leo Gordon. Yeehaw! This is real. This is real. This is happening right now.
Just hold it a second, Lamb. Liz? You hear me, girl?
Dang!
What you want now?
What the heck?
You gotta play that thing so loud? Come out like this first.
Oh, don't bother me.
Liz,
Everybody's like, man, that girl look good.
someday I'm gonna give that she-cat a whopping she's been asking for.
Sure you will, Dave.
Alright, you know what? I'm gonna get caught up in this movie, so we're gonna hit next. I think it is the whole movie, guys. I really think it is. Diary. She said no. My dreams might as well just stay in my sleep. Who gives a bleep? Clearly not me. I'll just stay in hospital and be miserable for the rest of my short bleeping life. Entry number 2. So I tentatively asked Elena to read my... Okay, so this is... What's-her-face's notebook. Not Elena's, which is me, but... the girl that died, my wife, which I totally forgot her name. Well, not all of them. Just the ones I wanted to publish. I won't be able to publish them now. Oh well, she's the biggest critic I have anyway. She says she would. It makes me nervous. I don't know why. When we were studying, she used to read what I wrote, but that was for school. After I graduated and decided to write full-time, she wasn't interested. Started off not having time nor interest for it. Ended up shouting at me every time I mentioned it. Clearly, dying is the exception. I've always wondered what she'll say. I'll never find out. She said she was too busy. It was just 5 short stories. She could have read it in the evening she doesn't spend with me. I know she hates seeing me like this, but she won't be seeing me at all soon enough. It would be nice if you could just think about me. I did read it. I just for some reason told her that I was too busy to read it. Wow, that was the first night out I've had in so long. The usual gang asked me to go out with them for the first time in a while. Since I told them I was on the treatment, really. They were a bit sympathetic and annoying at first, but once the alcohol kicked in, things went back to normal. I haven't been drunk in so long either. It was great. I could forget about all of this bleep and just laugh and dance and do whatever the bleep I want. I got tired and a bit wheezy. Their treatment really does kick you in the balls? Wait, I thought it's a girl. But I had a good time. I refused to let it bring me down, not even for 1 second. Alana was worried. I know she was. But I appreciate her accepting my choice. She doesn't always do that anymore. I think they'll ask me to join them more often now. They were so scared of it before. I think they were terrified they would break me. But they can try all they like. Life can't get rid of me that easy. Oh god, another one. Elena wants to move. Of course she does. She's been itching to get out of this place since we moved in. I had to reassure her yet again. This place is just a stepping stone. We'll be out of here when we can afford something better in our city. She wanted to live somewhere in the country because it was cheaper and we can get something better for our money. But life is a struggle. We should embrace the challenge. I told her that too. She doesn't like to hear it, but she listened. We love this city. It was always a part of our goals to live here way back when we were at university together. So why not dive in head first? She knew I was right back then. I was right back then, and she knows it's right not to go back on it now. I'm glad. I love our bleepy little house. I don't care if it doesn't have the fancy equipment I need to recover. I'll recover fine without it. I don't want my home being turned into a hospital. That just sounds depressing. So, I don't even know how to write this. I don't even know how to think it. I've just been told I'm dying. They were really nice about it, but I'm dying. How does a person feel? How does a person even process stuff like this? I feel like it's not real, but I also feel winded. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. Rebecca gave this to me on the last Valentine's Day we ever spent together. She said it would last forever, so that she could make it up for all the Valentine's Days she was going to miss. It is wilting. Oh my goodness. Alright guys, so this is gonna be pretty crazy. The next thing we have on our list now is the trinket. So, let's check this piece of work out right here. It's the crystal graduation bear I gave to Rebecca when she graduated, where she had encouraged me to become more confident and outgoing. I'd push and tutor Rebecca to finish university. I was so proud of her that day, and so very grateful. One more thing to check out before something scares the heck out of us. The ring. She didn't even do anything wrong and she's getting haunted. That's so unfair. It's an engagement ring that I used to propose a few weeks after we'd move in together. It was a very cheap ring. We didn't have a lot of money at the time. I was worried that she wouldn't like it. I didn't think she did, though she would never have admitted it to me. Now what? Now what? Something's gonna happen. Oh god, hold on, let me save it. I'm sorry guys, let me save it. That little thing on the bottom keeps popping up. I apologize. So now we can actually leave the room, which is probably a really bad idea. About to karate chop this ghost in the neck, yo. Right in the throat, right in the throat. Why would you turn off the lights before turning on another light? Oh god, here we go. Whoever's joking out there, come out! Cause I know it's all— oh god, it's waiting for me. What does it want? Is that Rebecca? I don't know, it looks like a little girl, so it might not be Rebecca. It hasn't done anything to me yet. It feels like— okay. What if it is? Well, what if it's okay? Maybe I should approach it? Are you stupid. But then maybe I should grab a knife from the— yes, you should grab a knife from the kitchen. Knife, sir! Get the knife. It's not even a question of if you should. It's when you will get it, which is now. Why not just call the cops and say somebody broke into your house? Oh god. She's gonna be in there. Oh, grab the knife! Grab the knife! Good. She has it in like the murder stance too. This is not the first time she's tried to kill somebody. You can tell. Look at the way she's holding it. Pro style. Hey, you're getting a little too close. Give me the knife? Don't think so. How about I stab you right in the hand? Knife. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, let's think about this here, guys. She hasn't tried to hurt us yet. Okay? It's kind of dangerous to touch somebody's hand, especially when they're dead. So I could reject it. But if I reject it, what if she gets mad and tries to kill me after? And if I knife her, that's obviously a sign of aggression, which might make her want to kill me. So we're gonna accept her hand like an idiot. Oh my god! Oh my god! Why are you trying to strangle me? It was a lie! It was a lie! I just got strangled to death. Whatever Rebecca was, it was not convinced of my affections for it. It could sense the hesitation in my every action. It could not accept me. And I'm not sure I could have accepted it either. I was subsequently throttled to death from my uncertainty. It's over now. Interesting. So that's one ending, huh? Accepting her only to have her kill me. So good thing I kind of saved it beforehand. So we're gonna knife her now. We are gonna knife the heck out of that girl. Hey! Hey! Oh no! Get away from me, son. Just keep knife. Yup. God, that was a lot. I was expecting like one. She went all out. And that was the end of that. Everything would be and remain the same. Everything would return to normal, never changing. So, did I just bury her? How could I bury a ghost? How? Did I just not question who I killed? What if it wasn't a ghost and I just killed somebody? Wait, is this not the end? You know, in horror movies, when there's like blood coming out of the ghost or just blood coming out of the walls, I wonder why people never take the blood and then like DNA test it just to see like who it belongs to, you know? Oh God, what have I done? Ah, come with us, page 9. Contented, Jane didn't realize she had forgotten about work until midday. She had spent the day sitting around the dining table with the children. She had prepared them all cereal and it sat untouched. I'm just gonna kind of skim it and read it. Exhausted too much of herself to eat. She asked some questions individually. They all looked the same. Didn't mean they wanted to be treated the same. The little girl was the most confident. The first boy was attentive. The smallest boy was sweet. She smiled at all of them in silence. Jane found herself reluctant to leave the house at all. So she's like feeding these ghost children now and stuff. Jane returned to her children. They were gathered by the fireplace. She had lit the fire when they had first ascended the stairs together. It warmed the room nicely, but they were standing too close. Their eyes were immediately on her as she entered the room, following her. Come away from the fire, she beckoned them over. They did as she said. You don't want to burn yourself. Come with us. They all spoke together. It startled her. It was the first time they'd spoken outside of her bedroom. Jane swallowed down her fear and clasped her shaking hands together. I'll come with you if you tell me where. All their heads snapped to the fireplace and began filing one by one over to it. Oh God. They all are like the devil or something. They're all going into the fire. Okay, so come with us, the duo spoke, returning their gaze as they crouched in the burning heat. Oh God. Jane screamed at them. She pulled the remaining 3 of them away from the fire. They looked at her with bland faces. You'll burn! Jane tried to reach for the twins. It burned at her hands and her arms, but she continued to tug at them. Her heartbeat was loud in her ears. The dresses they wore were slowly eaten by flames. Their hair also beginning to fall in locks. Jane dropped to her knees at the fireplace, held out her raw hands. They didn't speak, they didn't scream, they just melted away right in front of her. Crazy stuff, yo. Hit next on that. So those children just began to melt away. And I thought this was going to be better. Honestly, if I was going to review this game, honestly, I'd say, like, scare factor is like a 3 out of 10 or so. Like, 2 to 3 out of 10. Story is still kind of wacky for me, too. So, it's pretty mediocre overall. Rating, I'd give it, like, I'm just going to go straight in this time. I'll probably give it, like, a 3 or 4 out of 10. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. It's okay. It's not like the greatest. But I still enjoyed it. Just because it's so different from Roblox. Alright, let's just get choked out and get it over with. No knife this time. So I can just reject it. Reject! Get yourself out of there, girl! Oh my god, he's staring at us. Run! Run! I ran away from the thing that claimed to be Rebecca and didn't look back. Telling no one, I fled to the other side of the country to get what I saw that night. Jeez, she went really far. I moved into an affordable home inside a rural town in the countryside, a place where I thought I might be safe. But it didn't end there. Oh god, here we go. Oh, what the heck? It was still there. Oh my god, again. Whew. Was she planning to jump? Rebecca did not seem convinced of my rejection and would not relent in its advances. I couldn't go on living like this. It would follow me to my last breath. Oh my gosh, she's gonna suicide. Oh my lord. Make it stop! Oh. She got haunted so hard that she just kind of got tired of it and just killed herself. I mean, that's one way to, you know, that's one way to end it, I guess. So we've only gotten 3 stories. We have the accept, we have the reject, and we have the stab. So what else? What else could be different? I mean, what else could I do different? You know? Oh, I see. I think it could be different depending on what I choose from the very beginning, like the you know, move into the apartment, the letting her not go out, and the what else? There's there's 3 or 4 choices that you could have picked. I think that could have changed the ending, because I think I'm getting all the endings that I could for now, depending on my choices that I picked earlier. This is gonna be it for the gameplay, guys. I just tried to do something new. I hope you enjoyed it though. And if you did, make sure to hit that like. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Much love.